using Dr. Art here for my own personal health concerns right now, and you can do the same. You're coming in on your Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Great to be here.
So we're talking about salt, how it affects your body, and how it really adds up before you even know that you've had so much.
Yeah, you know, most people think about salt in terms of affecting their blood pressure. So when we take in a lot of salt, what often happens is we drink more water. But what recent studies, Chinese researchers have come up with, is in children, it actually increases the amount that they eat by 1/3. So they can have an increased risk of basically obesity as they get older, because by consuming 1,000 milligrams of salt more each day, that's what's going to affect them. So we think about using the salt shaker. So most people say, well, I don't use the salt shaker, and so, you know, that's not a problem for me. But one of the ways to control blood pressure is simply reducing the amount of sodium or salt that you're taking in. So how much salt should you have? Well, the American Heart Association recommends a lower amount than actually the USDA. So the USDA recommends 1 teaspoon, which is about 2,300 milligrams a day. But the American Heart Association recommends 1,500 milligrams. So they take it even further down the line in order to reduce the risk of blood pressure. So say you have high blood pressure, the one best thing that you can do to lower your blood pressure is actually just reducing your salt intake. So even though you may not use the salt shaker, you're getting tons of salt in the things that you eat.
It's hiding.
Hiding. So for instance, if you use soy sauce,
you're loaded with salt.
This is crazy. 1 tablespoon of the soy sauce is 980 milligrams of sodium.
So you're practically done for the day.
Half of what you are supposed to have for the day. A can of soup, 580 milligrams of sodium. Salad dressing is another one, about 250 milligrams. And this is all for a tablespoon. And finally, ketchup. Who would think ketchup had high salt in it? I always think of it as high sugar. It has 130 milligrams in just 1 tablespoon. So you have to be careful with the things that you're eating. And again, because it's going to increase the amount that you actually consume from the standpoint of foods. So I think this new study from the Chinese and British researchers that they combined was, you know, quite interesting.
Can I just ask you really quickly? You know, they have that low sodium soy
Yeah, and that cuts it in half.
Okay.
Cuts it in half, but you're still getting, if this is 980, then you're still going to be close to 500 milligrams of sodium a day. Again, at the end of the day, 1,500 milligrams of sodium is the ideal amount, and that's according to the American Heart Association. That's going to reduce your risk of heart disease, lower your blood pressure, and probably increase your longevity.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So now, because you don't get to just ask Dr. Art during the break your questions, you can send them his way, though. We'll get you answers. You can just send your emails to askdrartmullen@gmail.com. Thank you.